on one of the best views you'll find in all of baseball. Downtown Pittsburgh in PNC Park. It's the home opener of this new season between the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Two of the best bats in the business go at it next on the show. Here's Ben Revere, and we are ready for some daytime baseball.
Leading off the afternoon for the Angels, left fielder. Ben Revere.
Underway now in the home opener as the first pitch is swung on and missed for the game's first strike. And Harold, as we take a look at the Pirates as they take the field here this afternoon, they'll look to make it 3 straight here as they come in on the heels of 2 straight wins.
Well, Matt, I really like their pitching staff, but I think the key to this game is clearly falls on their shoulders. They throw off-speed pitches for strikes, and they mix the pitch as well. I think if they do that, they got a chance to win.
Batting second.
Set to get his day started, Yunel Escobar. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. First pitch on its way. Here's a swing and a high pop-up. Drifting toward the third base dugout. And no one can get there. It's a foul ball. In there, and he's ahead 0-2 now. Here it comes, 0-2. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2.
Hey, I know you have to protect the strike zone when you get the count to 2 strikes, but on an 0-2 pitch that misses by that much, it's pretty easy for a hitter not to swing at that one.
So the breaking ball locked him up there. Yunel Escobar becomes the first out of the inning. Here's the first pitch to him. Mike Trout comes on with 1 gone here as he looks at a called strike 1.
This is the situation where there's a lot of pressure on the if the ball's put in play on the ground. Both the guy at first and at the plate are burners, so a double play is going to be tough. Even getting 1 out could be a challenge.
Tried to work it back to that low inside corner, but it misses 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Now he lifts a high pop-up, drifting into foul territory on the right side. And Jaso able to squeeze it, and that becomes out number 2. So a runner at first here with 2 gone in the inning. And standing in, trouble now in the person of Albert Pujols. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A high fastball is in there. Takes a look at a fastball down the middle for strike number 2.
He certainly hasn't been the aggressor in this at bat. 2 straight takes, so now we'll see if he can change his approach and battle up.
And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. And this is going to be a foul ball.
Yeah, I think that's the idea, Matt, but he might spin to win if he starts looking for it in there.
A little bouncer. A runner on first with 2 away. And a fastball. Tough take there, but it's even back at 2-2. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Here's another 2-2. And he struck him out, so he was forced to make 9 pitches that at-bat, but he'll take. Here's Starling Marte. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Leading off for the Pirates, center fielder Starling Marte.
And the first pitch is chopped foul right at home plate at strike one. These Angels, Harold, as they enter play here this afternoon, been a middling start to the season as they come in 2-3 over their first 5.
Well, Matt, that 500 is like the magic number. Now, they won their last game. Now they're one under 500. If you get to 500, you feel like, okay, now we can start to build something special. But you got to get to that 500 mark. That's why this game is so important. They win today, they're at 500.
Josh Harrison is at the plate as he looks at ball one. 1-0 count. Here it is. Clearly trying to control the running game with the slide step here.
Yeah, that's a good way of trying to control the running game, Matt. The problem with it, though, it has a tendency to throw your command off because you're worrying about that runner on base.
Reined in. Simmons on to first, a double play. Stepping in, Jung-Ho Kang. First cuts for him here with the bases open and 2 away. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Smoked on the ground left side. And that'll just sneak past his outstretched arm, a base hit. And that gives Andrew McCutchen an opportunity this inning with 2 out. Here's Andrew McCutchen now. He brings a batting average just south of .320 into this one. Sends that one out of play for strike one. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate here as that misses.
Well, this veteran pitcher lets you know right away what his game plan is. Fastball inside. He's trying to take away that inside part of the plate to open up the outside. Showing us early. Well, he fouls off that fastball right there, and you wonder, does he love his fastball enough to come back with it 3 times in a row?
He'll try again, 1-2. Waved at and missed for the 3rd out. Not Cole Calhoun will stand in now. He'll look to get something going here in this scoreless ball game.
Cole Calhoun.
A swing and a drive to the field. That one's got a chance. Marte going back at the track. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Batting sixth.
Set to get his day started, Danny Valencia. And it's been a real struggle for him with the bat so far this year, looking to get things turned around in a hurry. And this pitch is taken on the inner half for strike one. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And this is pulled hard but foul. Hope they brought their gloves for that one out there.
Oh, he's clearly hitting off the fastball right there. You don't hit one that hard if you're not looking for it.
Again, he sends it out of play. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Now a swing and a miss. He struck him out, and it's 2 up, 2 down to start the second.
Second baseman
Andrelton Simmons is in with 2 away as he takes a ball, 1-0.
That's an interesting pitch right there. Let's see if that throws him off a little bit. He's been on a pretty good roll. He can't let it upset him. Just get back in the groove right here.
And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane of the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. And here's a ball hit in the air. And now Harrison will look this one in to retire the side. Here's Gregory Polanco. He enters play hitting down in the 240s for the year.
Fielder Gregory Polanco.
Hit hard back up the middle, and that finds its way through for a base hit. So that puts the leadoff man aboard to get the inning underway. Into the box, Francisco Cervelli. He comes into play with a batting average in the respectable 270s. First pitch of the at-bat. Looking at a fastball for a strike on the corner. Oh, and 1. Here it comes. And this is sliced foul into the stands in right, out of play. A pause and the 0-2. Grounded back up the middle. And no chance there for Escobar. It's a base hit. Here's John Jaso now, hitting just a bit over the Mendoza line on the year.
John Jaso.
First offering on its way. Trying to lay one down here, but he misses strike one. As a look, now the pitch. Now a bunt attempt here. Only played at first, so the sacrifice works that time. Here's David Freese to stand in. Hitting a little over 250 coming into action in this one.
David Freese.
He's set, and the pitch. Hit back up the middle. The run is in to score, and they take an early 1-0 lead. At the plate, Felipe Rivero. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Rivero.
Here comes the first pitch. Now a bunt attempt here. And you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than that. The sacrifice works to perfection. Digging in to try it again. Starling Marte. 0 for 1 here in the early going. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Line drive to center field. And he will get there to make the running play, and that will end the inning. Standing in, Carlos Perez. He'll step in to lead it off in the top of the third.
Carlos Perez.
First offering on its way. And this is fouled back and out of play. Now it looks like a right-hander's up and throwing in the Pittsburgh bullpen. The windup and the 0-1. And boy, this at-bat is not starting off well as he's behind 0-2 now. Swing and a liner. Foul. On the ground to third. Oh, terrible bounce, and it goes right by him. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely. The pitcher, Matt Shoemaker, steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation. So let's see if that is indeed on right here. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And they'll indeed have the pitcher squaring around as he puts this one down. There's one on to first, not in time as he just hits the bag ahead of the throw. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Ben Revere. He reached on a single in his first try. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0.
Now I'm sure these infielders know it, but this hitter can burn down the baseline, so if he puts a ground ball in play, the defense is going to have to make a perfect turn to turn 2.
Lays off again, and it's 2-0. The 2-0 on the way. Right side. And that's through for a hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Now batting.
Here's the shortstop, Yunel Escobar. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. First pitch on its way. Hit to third. Freese has it. On to first, and there were 2 down. So stepping in, Mike Trout, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Swing and a ball hit deep down the left field line, but that'll be a loud foul ball.
Well, it's clearly on that fastball. He hit that one hard. He just could not keep it fair.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. The 0-2 home. And that one stayed too low, apparently. 1-2. Here it comes. And here's a ball hit in the air. Harrison is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. Josh Harrison stands in. 0 for 1 here in the early going.
Second baseman, Josh Harrison.
On a less than impressive swing there to start the at-bat. It's 0-1.
Wow, that's a little bit of a surprise. You don't see too many ugly swings from him. He's having such a great year. You'd think he's on most things all the time.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And a neck-high fat. Fastball that time. Hit on the ground toward the left. Valencia gloves it in the dirt, and oh, he can't quite dig it out. Digging in for his second at bat, Jung-Ho Gong, a base hit in his first trip.
Jung-Ho Gong.
First pitch on its way. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. The 1-0 delivery. Hard hit ball towards the hole. That gets through, and he'll reach base again on his second base hit of the game. Stepping into the box, Andrew McCutchen. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. Here's the first pitch to him. Swing and a miss way behind the big fastball.
Well, he's got himself a little bit of a jam right here, Matt. He's got 2 on, nobody out. Look, I want to get a double play ball. Just pitch the contact, get the double play here.
Grounder down the line at third. Working for the punch out and the offering. And he missed with it. It's 1-2. One and two. Here it comes. And that misses 2-2.
Well, that's what you want from your curveball on 1 and 2. You start it in the zone and let it break out of the zone where it can't be punished. Didn't get him to go after it, but the execution was nice.
Swing and a little tapper. That goes foul, so he stays alive with 2 strikes. Another 2-2 offering. Got him. Fooled on the pitch as he swings at it in the dirt for strike 3. Good job to corral this quickly as the runners hold on.
Gregory Polanco.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder, but a foul ball here. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Dribbled to the right side, but that one rolls foul. Looking to put him away. Here's the 0-2. Another one sent foul.
He's just fouling him off till he gets something he wants to hit.
And he'll just get a piece here as this is chopped foul at home plate. Now another 0-2. In the dirt, but swung on and missed. Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli. 2 on, 2 out for him here in the third.
Cervelli.
swing and a liner, but foul.
Oh, that's one he's going to want back right there. A fastball right in your wheelhouse, and you foul it off.
Shoemaker comes set, coming at him with the 0-1. And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. Check swing, no swing, says the home plate umpire. Ball 2.
Wow, how about that? He was tempted to make a swing at that pitch right there. That was way out of the zone, but he just kept his hands back enough.
On the ground up the middle, taken there by Escobar. Throw on to first is in time, and that snuffs out. Digging in, Albert Pujols. He'll lead things off here in this one-run contest. Tyler Glasnow answers the call from the pen here in the fourth as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter.
Number 51, Tyler Glasnow.
And a fastball's in there for strike one. The windup and the 0-1. And a fastball just a bit up. A swing and a miss just out in front of that fastball. Oh, and I think that got him in the foot. And he can't pick it up. That ought to go down as an infield single. Cole Calhoun will stand in now. He's 0 for 1 thus far.
Cole Calhoun.
The fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0.
That one missed, but if it's a strike, I don't know how you get the barrel of that pitch. You have to really be sitting on it to hit a fastball coming in that hard on the inside part of the plate.
Well, this isn't how he wanted to start the inning. A leadoff single, and then you almost hit the next hitter. Composure. Got to try to get that ball over the plate and maybe get a ground ball.
That's the perfect pitch after you've just brushed a guy back. The hitter probably isn't sitting up there thinking you're going to flip something soft up there.
He's set. Here's the 3-1. And this will be fouled away. Here comes the payoff pitch. And another foul ball. With the payoff pitch. Chop fouled over towards the coaching box. And he misses there for ball 4. So runners are at first and second now with nobody out.
Now batting.
So striding in, Danny Valencia, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Up and in for ball 1. Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. Takes a knee-high fastball. Looking for the strikeout. Here's the 1-2. Line towards center field. And that's in there. Base hit. And they're content to play station to station here as the bases are loaded now with still nobody out.
Second baseman.
In now is Andrelton Simmons. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. First pitch of the at bat. And that pitch catches the inside corner. Action now in that Pirate bullpen as a left-hander starts to heat up down there. Fastball called for strike 2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. But this will be a foul ball, and it's still 0-2. And a good 2-strike swing here as he's been fighting off some tough pitches, but the count will remain at 0-2. And this is fouled at the plate. Ready on 0-2. And a curveball that time that broke too low.
Those 0-2 curveballs are really tough for guys to lay off. There's a reason it's such a common pitch in that count, but he did well to spit on it there.
Needs a punch out here. Can he get it? Not on that one. Very close, but it's to 2-2 now. He's set. Here's the 2-2. And they really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
Now batting.
Standing in now with runners in scoring position, Carlos Perez. And he'll be tasked with bringing home the potential tying and go-ahead runs, both of which are standing in scoring position. That swung on and missed. We're even at 1-1. Dribbled up the line. That goes foul. 2 strikes on him now. Hits are even right now at 5 aside. And this is swung on and missed. Oh, a huge punch out there as the bases remain loaded with 2 away now.
Matt Shoemaker.
First pitch of the at-bat. Matt Shoemaker is at the plate as he takes a called strike 1.
There's 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position. I don't care if it's the pitcher or not. He's got to treat him like another hitter. You can't let him beat you here. This is a big at bat. Obviously, he wants to help himself out right here. With 2 strikes, that's going to be difficult to do. Let's see if he can put the ball in play.
That misses, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Where it misses, I'm not quite sure. And he comes back to get him. So a great job pitching out of it with the bases loaded. Striding in once again, John Jaso. He did his job and laid down the successful sac bunt in his first appearance. Into the windup and the pitch. Very weakly on the ground. That's a foul ball. He pulls this one into right, but this is right at him in right field as he hardly has to move to take it in for the first out. Here's David Freese to stand in. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Calhoun on the move. He makes the running play. 2 down. Stepping up now, Tyler Glasnow.
Catcher, Tyler Glasnow.
Here comes the first pitch. Takes a look down at the knees for a strike.
Well, he's pitching really good in this game, and the fastball location has been the key. That pitch right there is indicative of the game. Down low, hits a spot. That's what he's been doing with the fastball basically the whole game.
Now a swing and a ball popped high in the air over toward foul ground. And this will land foul. The 0-2 delivery. Got him swinging on the splitter that time, and with that the shot. Here's Ben Revere. 2 base hits, both
Leading
singles to this point.
Left fielder Ben
Here's the
Revere.
first pitch to him. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. Tony Watson,
plate.
the 6'4"
Now
southpaw, comes in out of the bullpen to do the pitching.
44, Tony Watson.
And he falls behind now, 2-0. Here it comes, 2-0. Right over the middle, knee high.
I like that pitch right there. You know he's keyholing you 2-0, and you put one right on the corner. He's not going to swing at it, and now all of a sudden you're back in the count again.
And he comes back with a gorgeous slider there for strike 2. Drilled right back up the middle, and that'll be a base hit for Revere. So it's a good start for the Halos as their leadoff hitter reaches base.
Shortstop.
Ready for another
Yunel
chance?
Escobar.
Yunel Escobar. 0 for 2 here to start the afternoon. Ground ball sent back up the middle. There's Harrison for 1. On to first, and they'll get Escobar as well. A double play. Here's the center fielder, Mike Trout. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A changeup right on the outside corner for a strike. Ready with the 0-1. Ball chopped foul here at the plate, and he's behind 0-2. Now the 0-2 pitch. And a fastball swung on and missed, and the side is retired. Here's Starling Marte. He'll start things out in the home half of inning number 5.
Center fielder Starling Marte.
Grounded back up the middle. Escobar is there. Throw just in time as he was flying down the line that time. Josh Harrison stands in. It's been an 0 for 2 effort for him to this point. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. A splitter, but he started it too low as it bounces up to the plate. From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. There's a swing, and he sends a ball high in the air into left field. Revere going back, and this one is gone. A home run. And that'll bring up the versatile Jung-Ho Kang. Couple of singles to his credit thus far. Into the windup and the pitch. Little dribbler back at him. And a throw to Pujols is in time for the second out. Here's Andrew McCutchen now. He's hoping to avoid the hat trick. He struck out in each of his first 2 plate appearances so far. This is line to left. And McCutchen has himself a base hit. Ready for another shot now. Gregory Polanco. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. Just able to get a piece of that for strike 1. From the stretch. Boy, in a perfect spot for the splitter there. It's 0-2.
Well, as advertised, Matt, that splitter has been spot on. I mean, that is the game separator right there. He's able to use that split.
A swing and a miss. That retires the side. Robert Pujols. He'll start things out now in the top half of the 6th.
Albert Pujols.
From the stretch. Sinker stayed high but called for a strike. 0-1. Here it comes. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Kang on the slide. He gathers the throw. It's in time. And that's a huge play to keep the leadoff man off base.
Cole Calhoun.
Ready once again. Cole Calhoun. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Here's a cold strike about thigh high. 0-1. Awfully close with the slider there, but it's 1-1. 1-1. Here it comes. Fastball, and he has to bend out of the way of that one. 2 balls and a strike. Here it is. And not an easy pitch to lay off of, but he did somehow, and he's got it to 3-1. 3-2 now.
3-2.
The pitch. And this is swung out and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 6th inning. Digging in to try it again, Danny Valencia. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. That hit him. Let's hope he's okay. Fortunately, he's able to stick with it and get the out at first, and that'll put in. Digging in once again, Francisco Cervelli. He'll lead it off as we start the home 6th. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Around first, digging for 2. And it's a good start to the inning for the Bucks. It's a leadoff double. Jose Alvarez will come on in relief as he'll make his 2nd appearance of the season so far. John Jaso will be the first one to greet him here, as he'll be doing so with the runner in scoring position and still nobody out. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Catch made out there in center field as the runner will tag from second. The tag, and they got him at third. It's a double play. Ready for another chance? David Freese. A hit in 2 tries so far. First delivery to him on the way. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. On the move is Calhoun. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Digging in, Andrelton Simmons. He'll lead it off here as we begin inning number 7. Here comes the first pitch. Looks at a 2-seamer right down the middle.
Matt, that ball's right down the middle. It looked like he wasn't even going to offer at it. Some guys don't mind taking the first pitch, and they even feel comfortable when they're down 0-1.
And a slider misses here. 2 balls and a strike. The set and the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3. Takes a fastball on the inside corner.
Well, that was unexpected. You're looking for that sinker down. He throws a fastball up. Now he's just changed the game on you. He's forcing you to look somewhere else.
And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. Full count. Here it comes. And a good take there as they'll have a leadoff man aboard to start the 7th. It's ball 4.
Catcher.
And that'll bring up Carlos Perez. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far. And this is fouled back and out of play. Line, but speared on a hop to second for 1. On to first, and that's the very last thing they needed at this point in the ball game, as there are quickly 2 away now. Danny Espinoza will get to call the pinch hit here, as we'll see what he can do with 2 out and the base is empty. And a high strike there, 0-1. Cold strike, 0-2. Here's a swing and a ground ball, but a foul ball, and the count holds at 0-2. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Russ gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th. Kobe Rasmus is up off the bench as he'll be asked to get something started in the home half of the 7th. Swing and a miss, 0-1. And you see the numbers there. He's been very dangerous at the plate, to say the least. He takes something off there and had him way out in front for strike 2. And now time granted here as he'll step out to rethink things, down 0-2. And you wonder if he's trying to get in his head out there as he steps out for a 3rd time now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. Off-speed pitch in the dirt as he takes it for a ball. And now someone's going to need to take charge down there. This is getting ridiculous. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. And this is going to find some real estate out there as he comes through off the bench with extra bases. thought about going for second, but instead now they've got him in a pickle. The tag, and he's nabbed trying for two.
Center fielder number 6.
Here's Starling Marte, who could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. Into the windup and the pitch. Sliced hard but foul. Look out over there. Set to deliver the 0-1. And there's ball 1.
You know he wants that on the mound, especially if it would have made the count 0-2. Didn't get it, though, so now you have to make another quality pitch on 1-1.
But right at the shortstop for the second out.
Batter number 5.
Josh Harrison stands in. He went deep last time up. Hard hit ball to second, and that is through into right field for a single. So Jung Ho Kang will get a chance to hit here following the 2-out hit.
Up next for Pittsburgh.
And that'll bring up the versatile Jung Ho Kang. 2 hits and 3 at-bats for him in this one. He's set. Here it comes. Pitch out. Nothing doing. 2 runs, 10 hits, and no errors so far for the Pirates. Swinging a ball hit softly on the ground, but a foul ball. 1-1. He's set. Here comes the 1-1. And he swings on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. Swung on in the dirt for the 3rd strike. Perez goes to get it. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is. Juan Nicasio is going to come on in relief as he'll be making his 20th appearance of the season.
Juan Nicasio.
Check to swing there and pops this one up. And there's your first out of the inning. Now at the plate, Yunel Escobar. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And a swing here by Escobar, but this is going to find the seats down the left side. A foul ball.
Well, he's out in front of that breaking ball right there. Not surprised. I was after that fastball. Nice job of pitching, kind of keeping him off balance.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away. Mike Trout stands in as he looks at ball 1 here.
You know, he's one of their guys they rely on to get their offense going. They need a rally, so we'll see if he can spark one here.
Out of play. Change up just off the black, and it's 2-1. Gets the sign. Here comes the 2-1. And he didn't pull the trigger on a good low sinker, but it missed for ball 3. Albert Pujols would be next if they can keep this inning alive. Strike 2 called, and it's full 3-2. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Now a fastball as he just reared up and let that one fly. Houston Street is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th. Digging in and looking for more, Andrew McCutchen. He'll get things started now in the bottom of inning number 8. Swinging a ball hit on the ground. The windup and the 0-1. And that sinker misses at the shoe tops. Ball 1. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Weak grounder back to the mound. And a good throw gets him 1 gone. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Gregory Polanco. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat. Committed to that one a bit too soon as it locks him up for strike 1.
Boy, not a good swing there. That was really ugly. Anytime you can make a hitter look like that, you've done something special.
Did it look to you like he was guessing on the pitch?
Oh, certainly it had to be, Matt, but if he was, he obviously wasn't looking for that pitch.
Smoke toward the hole. And this will get through into right, and he's aboard with a single. Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli. 2 for 3 with a double on his line so far.
Cervelli.
Line drive to left. And that's in there. Base hit. Here's John Jaso now. No hits in 2 trips to the plate for him in the ball game. First pitch on its way. And there's one he'd like to have over again. Missed high with the slider.
Matt, I just think he's pitching scared. Look, he's getting hit a little bit, and now he's falling behind another hitter. Challenge somebody.
Chop foul at the plate. Strike 1. Fouled off again, and now he's in a 1-2 hole. A ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone. Here's David Freese to stand in. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Line to the right side. And the 2-out threat will not come to pass. Here's Albert now. He'll be charged with trying to get on board, leading off the 9th.
First baseman number 5, Albert Pujols.
9th inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike. 1 strike to Pujols. Favorable call in there for a strike. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Now a changeup locks him up as he looks at strike 3 called. 1 away.
Now batting, right fielder Cole Calhoun.
Cole Calhoun is next as he finds himself behind 0-1.
Oh, that was a good-looking slider to hit. It kind of hung him one. When you got a slider right there and it's spinning towards you, that's the one you annihilate.
Throw on to first is in time, and the Angels are now down to their final out.
Up next for the Angels.
So digging in now, Danny Valencia. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. And that's cut on and missed. 0-1. And this ball's in the air to left field, and this should do it. Polanco is there, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. So we witnessed a close one here, but this man was a big factor in the outcome, so we're inclined to pencil him in as the top player of the game.
Yeah, he came through with a multi-hit game, and more importantly, they were big hits. He was a key contributor to the outcome of this one.
Here now is our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Pirates. 2 runs on 12 hits. No errors. They left 9 runners on base. For the Angels, no runs, 6 hits, 2 errors.
Digging in the switch hitter, number 7. He stands in for the first time in this one.
Number 7.
Hit hard back up the middle, and that is through into center field for a 1-out single.
That's what you call going to the plate with a game plan. 0-0 count, looking for a fastball. He took it right back up the middle. Great execution.
Here's the catcher, Francisco Cervelli.
Francisco Cervelli.
He's set. Here's the 2-2. Hit hard to third. Machado is there. In time to first, and there are 2 away. Into the box, Danny Santana. Opportunity for him here to pick up that runner from second with 2 away. Ready? Now the payoff pitch. A little roller toward the hole. A flip to the pitcher covering as that will retire the side. Here's Mark Trumbo now. And if you remember, he took home a Silver Slugger Award for AL outfielders a year ago. The 0-1 delivery. Now a bunt attempt here. Throw in time, and the side is retired. So digging in to try it again. Number 7. He'll hit from the left side of the plate in this matchup. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Hit out towards second. Scope dives. What a stop. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. More spring training baseball from Florida following this. Digging in once again, number 7. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Line toward right center, and that's in for his second hit of the afternoon.
I like it. Hard line drive on the fastball, hit off the fastball, and good things happen.
Ready for another shot now. Francisco Cervelli, 0 for 2 here. Got to find the strike zone. Here's the 3-0. But he won't draw a throw. That's taken for ball 4, and it's first and second now with 1 away.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Danny Santana. A hit in 2 tries so far. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone. Striding in once again, Josh Harrison. He comes in 0 for 2 thus far.
Josh Harrison.
Come on, big guy.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch hit well on the ground to first. And Davis will take this one himself to retire the side. Digging in, Chris Johnson. Lifetime in this matchup. He's gone 2 for 8.
Chris Johnson.
Popped high in the air. Number 7 is there for it. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. David Freese will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get pitching and defense game. 2-1 the final score this afternoon. So that just about does it for Harold Reynolds, Dan Plesac, and our Digging in the switch hitter, number 7. He's ready for his first AB here in this one. Here comes the first pitch. And this is sliced hard down the left field line. That gets down, and he's got himself a base hit. And they've really got something going here. Runners at second and third to start the inning.
Wow, he almost blew that fastball by him, but he shows some quick hands to catch up to it and drive it down the opposite line. Didn't keep it fair by much, but he did, and that's a nice two-bagger.
Bounce to first. Scooped up on the backhand. Only play is going to be at first, so that'll go as an RBI that brings home the opening marker of the ball game. Josh Bell the next to hit, trying to make it a 2-0 ball game by bringing home that runner from third. Back up the middle, and that is through into center field, a base hit. And the runner from third crosses the plate. It's a 2-0 ball game.
Well, Matt, with the runner at third base and less.
Ready for another chance, number 7. Switch hitter batting left here. First pitch of the at-bat. On a rope to the second baseman, but the runner is back to avoid the double play. Digging in to try it again, number 7. He doubled earlier in the game, 1 for 2 to this point. First pitch on its way. Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. McCutcheon rounds the corner and is headed home. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate.
Well, this is a lesson for all those pitchers out there. When you allow the leadoff man on base, it always comes back to haunt you. With no outs, I thought they might hold the... And the run scores.
And now the runner's trying for third. Taken for strike 3. The throw. Not nearly in time as he takes third easily. Stepping in and ready for another shot, Josh Bell, 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game. Got to find the strike zone. Here's the 3-0. And he misses with 1 here. It's ball 4. So that'll at least bring the double play into the conversation with runners at the corners and 1 away.
Second baseman, Josh Harrison.
Hit on the ground to third. And despite being down 0-2, he delivers anyway with a big base hit.
Well, sometimes with the runner in scoring position, you just have to put the ball in play.
Digging in once again, Ender Inciarte. He'll get things started here in the second half of the 6th.
Ender Inciarte.
This one's down to third. Scoop. And he's retired, 1 away. Adam Frazier will come on as a pinch hitter. 8-5 today. So that'll just about do it for us this afternoon. Thanks to Harold Reynolds and Dan Plezak and the rest of our crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. To find out more, head on over to theshownation.com. So the lineup really helped carry them to victory here in this one. And this man was...